Welcome the students of SC Civil for the subject Surveying, Unit 5, Construction Survey and Modern Techniques such as Space-Based Positioning System, SBPS. So for this we will use the reference books, Kanetkar Kulkarni, Surveying and Leveling, Duggal, Surveying, Punmiya, Higher Surveying, Subramaniam, Surveying and Leveling, Global Positioning System, Standard Positioning Service Performance Standard by Department of Defense of United States of America, Kaplan and Christopher, Understanding GPS, Principles and Applications. Now we will see the course outcomes. On successful completion of this course, student will be able to define and explain the basics of plane surveying and differentiate the instruments used for it. Second course outcome is express proficiency in handling surveying equipment and analyze the surveying data from this equipment. Third course outcome is describe different methods of surveying and find relative positions of points on the surface of the earth. Fourth course outcome is execute curve setting for civil engineering projects such as roads, railways, etc. Fifth course outcome is articulate advancements in surveying such as space-based positioning systems. Sixth course outcome is differentiate map and aerial photographs, also interpret aerial photographs. Now we will see the course objectives. With the successful completion of the course, the student should have the capability to describe the function of surveying in civil engineering construction. Second course objective is identify the sources of measurements, errors and mistakes, understand the difference between accuracy and precision as it relates to distance, differential leveling and angular measurements. Third course objective is identify and calculate the errors in measurements and to develop corrected values of differential level circuits, horizontal distances and angles for open traverse or closed loop traverse. Fourth course objective is effectively communicate with team members during field activities, identify appropriate safety procedures for personal protection, properly handle and use measurement instruments. Fifth course objective is be able to identify hazardous environments and take measures to ensure one's personal and team safety. Sixth course objective is perform traverse calculation, determine latitude, departures and coordinates of control points and balancing errors in a traverse. Use appropriate software for calculations and plotting. Seventh course objective is operate a total station to measure distance, angles and to calculate differences in elevation. Reduce data for application in a geographic information system. Eighth course objective is work as a team member on a surveying party to achieve a common goal of accurate and timely project completion. Ninth course objective is calculate, design and establish curves, understand, interpret and prepare plan, profile and cross-section drawings, work with cross-sections and topographic map to calculate areas, volumes and earthwork quantities. So we will see the syllabus of Unit 5, Construction, Survey and Modern Techniques such as Space-Based Positioning System, SBPS. It includes Part A, Introduction to Construction Survey, establishing of horizontal and vertical controls, setting out of buildings, maintaining verticality of tall buildings, survey for open traverse, roadway, railways, drainage lines, water lines, canals, setting out of a bridge, determination of the length of canal central line and the location of piers, setting out of a tunnel, surface setting out and transferring the alignment underground. It also includes Part B, which includes Introduction to SBPS, that is Space-Based Positioning System, SBPS systems, GPS, GLONASS, GLONASS, Galileo, GAGAN, Gagan, Beidou and their features, segments of SBPS, that is Space-Based Positioning System, space, control and user, applications of SBPS in surveying. Now we will see the Part B, segments of SBPS, space, control and user, applications of SBPS in surveying. So we will see the segments of SBPS, that is space-based positioning system, the space segment, control segment, user segment and applications of SBPS in surveying. First we will see the segments of SBPS. The Global Positioning System, that is GPS, was conceived in 1960 under the auspices of the United States Air Force, but in 1974 the other branches of the United States military joined the effort. The first satellites were launched into space in 1978. The system was declared fully operational in April 1995. The Global Positioning System, that is GPS, consists of 24 satellites that circle the globe once every 12 hours to provide worldwide position, time and velocity information. GPS, that is Global Positioning System, makes it possible to precisely identify locations on the Earth by measuring the distance from the satellites. GPS, that is Global Positioning System, allows you to record or create locations from places on the Earth and help you navigate to and from those places. Originally, the system was designed only for military applications, and it wasn't until the 1980s that it was made available for civilian use also. So we have seen the segments of SBPS, that is Space-Based Positioning System. Now we will see the first segment, that is space segment. The space segment consists of 24 satellites on 6 orbits circling the Earth at 12,000 miles, approximately 22,000 km from the center of the Earth in altitude. The high altitude allows the signals to cover a greater area. The satellites are arranged in their orbits so a GPS receiver on Earth can always receive a signal from at least 4 satellites at any given time. Each satellite transmits low radio signals with a unique code on different frequencies, allowing the GPS, that is Global Positioning System receiver, to identify the signals. The main purpose of this coded signal is to allow for calculating travel time from the satellite to the GPS, that is Global Positioning System receiver. The travel time multiplied by the speed of light equals the distance from the satellite to the GPS receiver. Since these are low power signals and won't travel through solid objects, it is important to have a clear view of the sky, the satellites that orbit the Earth and the radio signal that they emit. Each satellite carries a clock. Each satellite completes 2 orbits per day, 24-hour complete GPS coverage anywhere on the Earth. Accuracy 21 meters, 95% of time. The space segment is the constellation of satellites from which users make ranging measurements. The SV, that is space vehicle, that is satellites, transmits the PRN, that is pseudo random noise coded signal from which the ranging measurements are made. This concept makes GPS, that is Global Positioning System, a passive system for the user, with signals only being transmitted and the user passively receiving the signals. Thus, an unlimited number of users can simultaneously use GPS, that is Global Positioning System. A satellite transmitted ranging signal is modulated with data that includes information that defines the position of the satellite. And SV, that is space vehicles, includes payloads and vehicle control subsystems. The primary payload in the navigation payload used to support the GPS, PVT, that is user position, velocity and time mission. The secondary payload is the nuclear detonation, that is NUDATE detection system, which support detection and reporting of Earth-based radiation phenomena. The vehicle control subsystems perform such functions as maintaining the satellite pointing to Earth and the solar panels pointing to the Sun. The space segment has two principal aspects. One aspect is the constellation of satellites in terms of the orbits and the positioning within the orbits. The other aspect is the features of the satellite that occupy each orbital slot. The US, that is United States government baseline configuration for the constellation consists of 24 satellites. Within this configuration, the satellites are positioned in 6 Earth's center orbital planes with 4 satellites in each plane. The nominal orbital period of a GPS, that is Global Positioning System satellite, is 1/2 of the sidereal day or 11 hours 58 minutes. The orbits are nearly circular and equally spaced around the equator at a 60-degree separation, with a nominal inclination relative to the equilateral plane of 55 degree. Figure 1 depicts the GPS constellation. The orbital radius, that is nominal distance from the center of the mass of the Earth to the satellite, is approximately 26,600 km. So here we can see figure 1 GPS satellite constellation. So here we can see first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth orbit surrounding the Earth. This satellite constellation provides a 24-hour global user navigation and time determination capability. Figure 2 represents the satellite orbits in a planar projection reference to the epoch time of 000 or July 1, 1993 UTC US No. Thinking of an orbit as a ring, this figure opens each orbit and lays it flat on a plane. So this figure 2 shows the GPS constellation planar projection. So this is the equator, 40, 80, 120, 180 degrees plane, 320, 280, 240, 200 plane. Similarly, for the Earth's equator, it is like a ring that has been opened and laid on a flat surface. The slope of each orbit represents its inclination with respect to the Earth's equatorial plane, which is nominally 55 degrees. The orbital plane locations with respect to the Earth are defined by the longitude of the ascending node, while the location of the satellite within the orbital plane is defined by the mean anomaly. The longitude of the ascending node is the point of intersection of each orbital plane with the equatorial plane. The Greenwich meridian is the reference point where the longitude of the ascending node has the value of 0. Mean anomaly is the angular position of each satellite within the orbit, with the Earth's equator being the reference or point with a 0 value of mean anomaly. It can be observed that the relative phasing between most satellites in adjoining orbits is approximately 40 degree. Several different notations are used to refer to the satellites in their orbit. One nomenclature assigns a letter to each orbital plane, that is capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D, capital E and capital F, which these are the 6 orbit, which each satellite within a plane assigned a number from 1 to 4. Thus, a satellite reference as B3 refers to the satellite number 3 in orbital plane B. So we have seen the segments of SBPS, the space segment. Now we will see the another segment of SBPS, that is space-based positioning system, the control segment. The control segment tracks the satellite and then provides them with corrected orbital and time information. The control segment consists of 4 unmanned control stations and 1 master control station. The 4 unmanned stations receive data from the satellite and then send that information to the master control station, where it is corrected and sent back to the GPS satellites, that is Global Positioning System satellites. The CS, that is control system, is responsible for maintaining the satellites and their proper functioning. This includes maintaining the satellite in their proper orbital positions called station keeping and monitoring satellite substation health and status. The CS, that is control system, also monitors the satellite solar arrays, battery power levels and propellant levels used for maneuvers. Furthermore, the CS, that is control system, activates spare satellites if available to maintain system availability. The CS, that is control system, updates each satellite clock ephemeris and Almec and other indicators in the navigation message at least once per day. Updates are more frequently scheduled when improved navigation accuracies are required. Frequent clock and ephemeris updates result in reducing the space and control contributions to range measurements error. The ephemeris parameters are a precise fit to the GPS satellite orbits and are valid only for a time interval of 4 hours with the once per day normal upload schedule. Depending on the satellite block, the navigation message data can be stored for a minimum of 14 days to a maximum of a 210-day duration in interval of 4 hours or 6 hours for uploads as infrequent as once per 2 weeks and intervals of greater than 6 hours in the event that an upload cannot be provided for over 2 weeks. The Almec is a reduced precision subset of ephemeris parameters. The Almec consists of 7 of the 15 ephemeris orbital parameters. Almec data is used to predict the approximate satellite position and aid in satellite signal acquisition. Furthermore, the CS, that is control system, resolves satellite anomalies, controls SA, that is selective availability, and AS, that is anti-spoofing, and collects pseudo-range and carrier phase measurements at the remote monitor stations to determine satellite clock corrections, Almec and ephemeris. To accomplish these functions, the CS, the control system, is comprised of 3 different physical components: the master control station, that is MCS, second is the monitor stations, and third is the ground antennas. The control segment, that is CS, is responsible for monitoring, commanding, and controlling the GPS, that is Global Positioning System satellites constellation. Functionally, the CS, that is control segment, monitors the downlink L-band navigation signals, update the navigation messages, and resolve satellite anomalies. Additionally, the CS, the control segment, monitors each satellite state of health, manages tasks associated with satellite station, keeping maneuvers and battery recharging, and commands the satellite payloads as required. The major elements of CS, that is control segment, consist of MCS, that is master control station, L-band monitor stations, and S-band ground antennas. The primary CS, that is control segment, functions are performed by the MCS, that is master control station, under the operation of United States, that is US Air Force Space Command, 2nd Space Operations Squadron, that is 2 SOPS, located at Stewart Air Force Base, that is AFB, in Colorado Springs, Colorado. It provides continuous GPS services 24 hours per day, 7 days a week, and serves as the mission control center for GPS operations. A backup MCS, that is master control station, located at the contractor facility in Gettysburg, Maryland, provide redundancy of the MCS, that is master control station. The major elements of CS, that is control segment, and their functional allocation are shown in figure 3. So here figure 3 is shown, that is CS control segment overview. So this is operational control segment, which includes master control station, monitor control stations, and ground antennas. Master control station, which include resource allocation and scheduling, navigation message generation, satellite health and housekeeping, SV, that is satellite space vehicle processors, load generation, constellation synchronization, steering, GPS, that is global positioning system, status, performance evaluation and reporting. In monitor stations, it includes navigation signal tracking, range and carrier measurement, atmospheric data collection, collect decoded navigation data provided to the GPS, that is global positioning system user. And third is the ground antennas, that is space vehicle SV command transmission, space vehicle processors load transmission, SV, that is space vehicle navigation upload transmissions, collect space vehicle telemetry. So this is the figure which shows the control system overview. The 2 SOPS, that is Second Space Operational Squadron, supports all crew action required operations of the GPS constellation, including daily uploading of navigation information of the satellite and monitoring, diagnosis, reconfiguration and station keeping of all satellites in the GPS constellation. Spacecraft pre-launch, launch and intersession operations are performed by a different ground control system under the command of 1st Space Operations Squadron, that is 1 SOPS, also located as Schroeder AFB, that is Air Force Base. If a given SV, that is space vehicles, is determined to be incapable of normal operation, the satellite commanding is transferred to 1 SOPS, that is First Space Operations Squadron, for anomaly resolution or test monitoring. So the figure 4 shows GPS, that is control system. Here the satellite is there, here it is TTC link, here GPS system, here is the ground antennas, here the monitor stations. So ground antennas, it will go here, and this is the master control station, and the monitor stations will go here. So figure shows the GPS, the control segment, the CS. So we have seen the segments of SBPS, the second, that is control segment. Now we will see the another segments of the SBPS, space-based positioning system, the user segment. The user segment consists of the users and their GPS receivers. The number of simultaneous users is limitless. The user receiving equipment, typically referred to as the GPS receiver, process the L-band signals transmitted from the satellite to determine the PVT, that is user, position, velocity and time. Technology trends in component minoration and large-scale manufacturing have led to a proliferation of low-cost GPS receiver components. The GPS receivers are embedded in many of the items we use in our daily lives. These items include cellular telephones, PDAs, that is personal digital assistants, and automobiles. This is in contrast to the initial receiving sets manufactured in the mid-1970s as part of the system concept validation phase. These first receivers were primarily analog devices for military applications and were large, bulky and heavy. Today receivers take on many form factors including chipsets, handheld units and industry standard architecture ISA compatible cards. In fact, there are many single-chip GPS receivers that have leveraged low-voltage bipolar complementary metal oxide semiconductor, BICMOS processors and power management techniques to meet the need for small size and low battery drain of handheld devices. Selection of a GPS receiver depends on the user's application, example civilian versus military, platform dynamics and shock and vibration environment. Following a description of a typical receiver's component, selection criteria are addressed. So we have seen the segments of SBPS, that is space-based positioning system. The third is the user segment. Now we will see the applications of SBPS, that is space-based positioning system, in surveying. The applications of SBPS in surveying: first is as built survey and topographic survey. Second application is baseline survey and traverse control survey and traverse verification surveys. Third application is communication tower survey and certification. Fourth application of SBPS in surveying is construction, stakes out, utilities, highway facilities, piling, etc. Fifth application is determining the borders, making existing utilities like highway, municipal amenities, photogrammetry and private site specification project, make them more dense or compact. Sixth application is establishing state plane coordinate or geodetic coordinates. Seventh application of SBPS in surveying is for mine exploration. Eighth application is GIS, that is Geographical Information System, data acquisition. Ninth application is land, sea, air navigation, including en route as well as precision navigation, cargo monitoring, vehicle tracking. 10th application of SBPS in surveying is military applications. 11th application is monitoring well, soil bearing and other types of sampling locations. 12th application is natural resource mapping. 13th application is other specialized uses such as time transfer, altitude determinations, automatic operations, etc. 4th application is recreational use on land, at sea and in air. 15th application is search and rescue operations including collisions avoidance. 16th application is spacecraft operations. 17th application of SBPS in surveying is surveying and mapping on land, at sea and from the air. The applications are of relatively high accuracy for positioning in both the stationary and moving media. It includes geophysical and resource survey, GIS, that is geographical information systems, data capture survey, etc. So we have seen the applications of SBPS, that is space based positioning system, in surveying. So we have seen the segments of SBPS, that is space based positioning system, the space segment, control segment and user segment. Also we have seen the applications of SBPS in surveying. So we have seen the part B, segments of SBPS, space, control and user, applications of SBPS in surveying. Now these are the YouTube links available on YouTube. Space segment U2013-1, space segment U2013-2, lecture 06, space segment 1, module 02, lecture 06, lecture 10, space segment 5, module 03, lecture 10. Next YouTube link, module 01, lecture 2, introduction to global positioning system. Next YouTube link is GPS system, how GPS works, segments in GPS, full working, signal strength and limitation, global positioning basics 3, control segment, web 8, 5 principles of GPS. Next YouTube link is GPS user segment, components of GPS, global positioning basics 4, end user segment. Next YouTube is Navstar global positioning system, introduction to global navigation satellite system, GNSS, how position is determined by the GNSS, part 1. So we have seen part B, segments of GPPS, space, control and user. We have also seen applications of SBPS, that is space based positioning system, in surveying. So this is the syllabus of unit 5, construction, survey and modern techniques such as space based positioning system, SBPS, which includes part A, which includes introduction to construction survey, establishing of horizontal and vertical controls, setting out of building, maintaining verticality of tall buildings, survey for open traverse, roadway, railways, drainage lines, water lines, canals, setting out of a bridge, determination of the length of the central line and the location of piers, setting out of a tunnel, surface setting out and transferring the alignment underground. It also includes part B, which includes introduction to SBPS, SBPS system, GPS, GLONASS, GLONASS, Galileo, GAGN, Gagan, Beidou and their features, segments of SBPS, space, control and user, applications of SBPS, that is space based positioning system, in surveying. Thank you all, students.